This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
Is officially a fun Friday edition of the Meltdown, and we are ecstatic to be here with you in the Culver studio as we broadcast live on this 28th day of March of 2025. I am Tim Melton. You are whoever you are, and EG is over here to the right of me. EG, how are you doing? You've had a very busy week.
Yeah, we've made it to Friday. It was excellent. We have a lot of basketball to get to, a lot of baseball to get to, and I'm here.
And more basketball ahead
Yeah,
because last night the Alabama Crimson Tide put on a clinic from the
seriously.
three-point line.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was fun to watch, and now they face Duke tomorrow. And I was telling Dunaway today that I wish the games were closer together, even though they're only a day apart at this point in the tournament. But I'm so anxious to see that game take place. But we do have Auburn tonight against Michigan, so.
Should be a lot of fun there watching the Tigers, seeing how far they can go
Mhm.
as they have a bid into the Elite Eight up for grabs tonight. We have Tyler, Lionel, John's here with us. Tyler, how are you holding up here on this Friday, my friend?
Barely. It's been a long week. You can probably hear me just off camera sneezing. I've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, I think
That
isn't
pollen's been killing me.
Sneezy's a dwarf, right? Isn't Sneezy a dwarf
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Snow White?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was Sneezy like prevalent in the movie? I didn't see it.
I mean, he was there, but like
Okay.
nothing was really prevalent in that movie.
Her Dopey was the one that sort of stole some scenes.
Y- Stole some scenes.
You
Yeah.
don't know. I didn't see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out this Snow White thing.
he's in a lot of it. He ends up being the narrator by
Okay.
the end of the movie.
That's a big role.
Yeah. And it's a terrible role for him. His voice is not a narrator voice.
You're telling me that the Snow White movie may be terrible? I don't know if I believe you. Anyway, I promised we would never talk about Snow White again, and here we are talking about it, which I'm sure Monday, after talking about how big of a drop off it has from week to week, there'll probably be another narrative there. But we have another movie to talk about, The Woman in the Yard.
Yeah.
It's a Blumhouse horror movie made for almost nothing. It's a single location movie. It's very small cast, no notable names, and that's fine. I don't need any of that stuff I don't need the production budget to be huge to enjoy it. I mean, Snow White had a huge production budget. Captain America Brave New World had a huge production budget. I don't care about production budgets.
Snow White's budget reportedly was underreported, and the actual figure is somewhere around 350 million.
Which means it needs to make like 1.1 billion to break even or something
Oh.
like
After
that.
marketing costs and everything, yeah.
What are they thinking? Anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about Snow White anymore, and you talked about Snow White again.
Well,
So here
you
we go.
brought it up in the
I
drop
did.
over week to week, and I saw
did.
I saw
It's my fault.
I saw the report this morning.
It's my fault. I apologize. The
The
eighth
Woman in the Yard.
The Woman in the Yard. The Woman in the Yard. Um, look, I like sleepy good horror movies. I like a good matinee horror movie. I like horror movies. I do. EG, you know I like horror movies. I like scary stuff. You
I
don't,
do. I hate them.
but I really love horror movies. I feel like something is biting my left foot right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, still not
You
as
want to take care of that?
I don't. I'm
Okay.
just gonna let the venom course through my veins.
Okay.
But I feel very disappointed with The Woman in the Yard. I was hopeful it could be sort of like a hidden gem type of movie. It could be like a diamond in the rough. It could be something that we could champion here as like, wow, that was a really good like psychological thriller. It like had me on the edge of my seat. Like people should check it out. And I can't recommend anybody sees this. You know, when I'm looking at movies, I'm really thinking about I told Tyler about this today. I'm thinking about that person who's going out on the weekend. They've worked all weekend, they're tired, they want something that's going to entertain them. They want something that's going to be a great time that they can provide for their significant other or maybe a loved one. You know, your dad loves horror movies.
Oh yeah.
If you had taken him to this, he would have been very disappointed and would have
He-
again questioned why it
Yes.
is that you were dragging him to subpar horror movies.
Yeah, it's weirdly enough, little side tangent here. It's been a bit of a trend for me and my dad to see bad horror movies that are supposed to like look pretty good. Did you ever see Crimson Peak from Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, it had Tom Hiddleston in it.
Tom Hiddleston, yes. Oh my gosh. So that movie was advertised as being like super scary and like this really
Yeah.
haunting story. And it was basically like Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah. And I like Phantom of the Opera, but I like Phantom of the Opera to be Phantom of the Opera. I don't
Yeah,
have to say that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, Woman in the Yard. Why is it bad, Tim? Let me see if I can explain it. Um, the premise is, and you can pretty much get this from the title. Premise is families at home, woman shows up, she sits in the yard, and people are like, "What's that woman doing in the yard?" And the woman's like, "Here I am in the yard." And then they're like, "Well, I don't understand why the woman's in the yard. Woman, why are you in the yard?" "Because I'm in the yard." And that's pretty much all you need to know going into this. So there's a woman and she's in the yard.
I don't know.
She's dressed in all black. The sun is directly on her. She's probably a clam bake under there. She's
Yeah, she's
probably
sweating.
baking the woman in the yard. And you have to start to figure out when you're watching the movie, what is an actual thing that's occurring and what's something that's
Does
maybe
okay.
a sequence that isn't realistic, or you have to start piecing these things together.
Does she move?
Yeah, the
Oh,
woman
she
in the yard
does.
moves. She moves. She talks.
Does she stand up ever, or does she
She
just
does.
she walk?
She does. But the important thing to know is she just shows up in the yard, and they don't know why. And so, the first inclination that anyone would have, especially here in the state of Alabama, is
Take care of
I'm
that
gonna get
thing.
somebody off my property,
Yeah,
So let's
absolutely.
take care of this. And everything that they come up with as a way to maybe get her off the property, it just doesn't happen to work because there's no resources in the home whatsoever. Like, I like horror movies, and I know that they're kind of dumb to people who don't like horror movies, right? Scream made a whole bit of this,
Mhm.
like, oh, let me guess, you're going to run up the stairs next. And then, they'd run up the stairs. And it was kind of funny commentary because all the tropes are there in a horror movie, right? The Geico commercial, let's hide behind the
Yeah,
chainsaws
instead of the running car.
instead of getting in the running car. That's like, I understand the horror genre gets hit with stupidity. But this movie, it like explains why everything is out of stock in the home and explains why they have no resources. They can't travel.
Phones are dead. The
Why
mom
don't she just
has it.
leave? Is she gonna follow them in her little cloak?
Well, I mean, the mom has mobility issues, but I still don't understand why they can't just leave because they do a lot of walking around, a lot. Like if they had some sort of like fitness tracker on, they would have done a lot of miles walking around the house and walking
Yeah,
outside the
just
house,
start walking.
just going down the road, or
At
something.
8 a.m., so you have all day in the morning. It's
Yeah,
not scary.
yeah. So the movie gets more and more, it starts to explain more and more about why the woman's in the yard, who the woman is, what's going on with the family. And it just starts throwing everything against the wall of like, maybe this will stick, maybe this will stick. And the movie isn't really what it's marketed to be. It's sort of a false marketing movie because they know they would get a lot of heat if they probably marketed it. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, that's because they don't want to spoil their clever twist in the movie. And to me, it's not clever. It's not a clever twist. To me, it opens up a lot of conversation about what were they thinking. Like, this is one of the biggest misfires that I've seen from a horror movie in trying to be important in a long time. And I don't like this movie. I think it's the worst movie I've seen this year. I've got it ranked currently as the worst movie I've seen this year, The Woman in the Yard. And I just cannot recommend it. If you're going out this weekend and you're like, I really like the Meltdown. I want to keep the movie theaters alive. What can I go see? Go see Black Bag. Go see literally anything else. Don't go see The Woman in the Yard.
Looney Tunes.
Go see Looney Tunes. Go see Looney Tunes. Go see. Oh, I can't say Snow White. Don't see Snow White. Don't see The Woman in the
I
Yard.
don't see Snow White if you really want to. I don't think it's worth your money.
Yeah.
I really don't.
What is like the thing that you would champion the most other than Looney Tunes right now at this point in time? Somebody wants to watch something live action. What is the thing that you champion the most right now, Tyler?
I mean, it's niche, but Death of a Unicorn.
Oh, okay.
Horror comedy, I think it's polarizing, but if
It's got to be better than this.
this was Death of a Unicorn is easily the best horror comedy we've seen this year, and we've gotten a lot of those. It sounds like, oh, what a low bar to clear, but no, we've gotten quite a few horror comedies so far in 2025. And I think Death of a Unicorn is the only one that actually like plays it straight and doesn't try to do like almost like a fourth wall break, meta jokey type
Mm,
deal. It just kind of is like, yeah, there's unicorns running around and they'll snatch you right up.
kind of a goofy Jurassic Park
Yeah.
mixed with, I mean, the characters seem pretty vapid
Oh,
as well.
absolutely. Will Poulter has just incredible comedic timing in Death of a Unicorn. I really enjoyed his performance.
Kenny Miller all grown up for sure.
Oh,
Will
yeah.
Poulter has a second movie coming out in a couple of weeks. It's
Warfare.
the Warfare movie, and it's been getting some tepid reviews so far, but I'm interested to see how that goes. Woman in the Yard did not have a Rotten Tomato score before we went to go see it. Now, I don't really care what the Rotten Tomato score is on something necessarily because horror movies and Adam Sandler comedies are two things I've never trusted Rotten Tomatoes on ever. Horror movies, Adam Sandler comedies. You either know going in like you are a horror fan and you like watching horror movies, or you like Adam Sandler comedies. Like you know where you are on those. And critics, a lot of them, they don't want to watch horror movies. They don't want to watch Adam Sandler comedies, and so they're really awful with trying to figure out, whether or not they should recommend this to the general public. But so many positive reviews that I've seen for the Rotten Tomatoes score here for Woman in the Yard, and I don't know what the score is currently at, but a lot of the positive ones is like they tried really hard. Like this is a good effort. There's something here.
It's a 44 on Rotten Tomatoes. Even Rotten Tomatoes can't save this.
It's too high. The 44 is too high.
44 is too high. 44 is with the positive reviews
Yeah.
saying they tried.
Yeah, we saw potential here. I mean, there's some stuff going on, and it's like that's not. But like, people shouldn't be laying down their cash to go see something that has potential. Like, they should have a final product that actually rewards them for the effort it takes to go out. And I was in a desolate place after watching this, and I think Hunter Bussey in our group text sort of summed it up exactly the way I was feeling. Was this is not only bad for Woman in the Yard and the horror movie genre and all that. I mean, this is bad for theaters. Theaters need something that gets people excited to come see. And it just feels like a desolate wasteland. We're starting to lose theaters now in our area. Screens across the country have been closing down. The cost of operating these theaters isn't getting any cheaper.
Mhm.
And when you see a movie like this that you want to go out and grab somebody and be like, you need to go see this. It's super like, it's a really fun ride. And all you can think of is that instead you were in some horrible wreck of a movie like this. Um, it deflates you. I mean, I want so badly this year to come in here and be like, this is something people should waste their time and their money on. It's worthwhile. And the only thing I can do that so far on is a limited event concert movie celebrating the music of Hans Zimmer, which just references back to movies that weren't made this year. Um, Anything scripted this year has disappointed me greatly. Now, I'm glad that there are certain things that Tyler, your tastes have, gravitated you towards that you can be like, look, this is really good for fans of X, Y, or Z. But
Mhm.
in terms of mainstream appeal, it's been a rough year for cinema.
Oh yeah, in terms of event movies that get people who are not into specific subcultures or niche audiences, getting them talking, just the general public, that there hasn't really been anything. I thought the monkey was gonna maybe try and do that just because of how wacky it was, but it kind of ended up just being talked about that weekend and never
Yeah.
again.
I didn't like the monkey, but the monkey's way better than the woman in the yard. I didn't like Hard Eyes. I hated Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes is better than the woman in the yard.
Yeah.
And it stinks.
At least Hard Eyes had a story that
Yes.
you that like didn't just seem like they were making it up as they were filming.
Yeah. Somehow, as it goes along in the year, the movies are getting worse. And I've got to see this trend reversed. I hope The Amateur does that with Rami Malek. I hope Sinners does that with Michael B. Jordan. There's a
Two
couple of
movies I'm really looking.
there's a couple movies coming out in April that I'm excited about.
Well,
But
in 2 weeks we get a new Blumhouse horror movie, Drop.
now that one has been getting good reviews, and that looks like a fun date movie. Looks like it could be
I
fun.
don't trust this one.
I don't trust the reviews because
I haven't liked that trailer.
I like the trailer.
Really?
I think the
Okay.
trailer is looks like it could be a lot of fun. It looks like it could be one of those "What would you do in this situation" movies. It looks like a horror movie that we could potentially, and I'm not saying that it's a definite, but I'm saying potentially get EG to see.
You're not wrong about that.
Would you even classify it as a horror movie? It kind of
No, it
is.
kind of just looks like a suspense.
More suspense thriller.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could potentially get EG to go see Drop.
What is the premise?
The premise is there's a woman on a date, and she's on a first date, and her phone she gets a
I've
message.
seen this, the airdrop thing,
Yeah.
and it's like, "Go got your kid," and, like, the person's 30 feet away or whatever.
Okay.
I don't like her
Yeah.
tone there.
It's
I don't
done
think
now.
she's in.
I'm not in.
I give up. I give up.
I just would be announce to everyone, be like, "Hey, someone just airdropped me a really freaky picture. Let's solve this
Well,
now."
they say there in there, like, hey, you can't make a scene or else, we're gonna kill your kid, that sort of thing.
That gives me earpiece vibes from the, whatchamacallit.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Because then I would, you know what I would do? I'd be like, "Okay," and then I would, like, text someone to call 911, go by my house, but I'm not making a scene, so don't worry, and then
This is kind of why I want you to go see the movie, though. So you
Oh,
can
I
the
can be
entire
there?
time be like, "You dummy! This is what I would do," and then
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Shh, lady,
Yeah.
be quiet." And I'm like, "Sorry, my friend."
Maybe for the popcorn.
Well, look, AMC has changed their popcorn.
Really?
They've changed their popcorn, and it's better. I think it's better.
What has been the change?
It's got a better texture. It used to.
Be a little stale,
It
dare I
used to.
say?
It used to be a little bit. It didn't hold as well,
PC almost.
and like a bunch of kernels. And
Yes.
now I feel like the popcorn is better.
Okay, that could get me out.
So drop. Keep it, in the foray here of things that you could potentially cover. But anyway, last thing I'll say about The Woman in the Yard is skip it. It's horrible. If you really want to see it, wait till it gets on streaming. But even then, I think you're going to be very disappointed. It's just a big old stew of misfires. And it's really, potentially, with the way it wraps up, very insensitive. I mean, it potentially is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really questioning whether or not I'm like angry that this movie decided to go certain routes and promote certain things. And I'm really trying to figure out what it's trying to say.
You just didn't understand it.
Right.
And that's why you didn't like it.
Yeah. We have been accused of being dumb and being racist, having not liked The Woman in the Yard on our YouTube shorts. You can go check out the comments. Meltdonia, do your thing. But
I chose not to even enter that comment section. It was just a minefield of bad takes.
It's awful. It's awful. The movie's awful, and some people they treat them like political candidates. Like I've got to defend these movies because they mean something to me personally, and I've got to go to the end of the earth to defend them, and can't have an actual conversation about the themes of the movie that is fair and inbound. So, The Woman in the Yard, it's a big stinker. Don't go see it. Okay, let's go to this. We've got some headlines here to get to. Corey Feldman making headlines today, coming out claiming Johnny Depp got him fired from What's Eating Gilbert Grape. We have a What's Eating Gilbert Grape retro trailer reaction here on the channel if you want to see our sort of retro review of that film. But it does have Leonardo DiCaprio in the role that Corey Feldman said that he would be playing. Now, Leo was fantastic in that role, got nominated for an Oscar. And really, I mean, if you want to talk about acting chops, what Leo does in that role, I cannot see being replicated by really any child actor, especially Corey Feldman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Corey Feldman would not have worked in that movie.
So if Johnny Depp, for some reason, got Corey Feldman fired from that movie,
Then he did everyone a favor.
It all worked out one way or another. But he said, quote, "I was actually cast to play Leonardo DiCaprio's role. I never saw the film because I'm still bitter leaf in that one. But yes, I was originally cast for that role. Johnny Depp, he was cast after I was, and apparently whispered into the producer's ear that he wasn't fond of me and thought he said I was a junkie and that he didn't work with junkies. And this is the first time I've ever told this story. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get hung by this one. I had just gotten sober. I had just gotten out of rehab. I had turned my life around and, in fact, was trying to help River Phoenix at the time, who Depp was running with at the time. As we all know, as you can imagine, there was a bit of thorn in the side on that one. And had I not been pushed out and done that role, who knows what would have happened from that point forward. There was a bitter tea there. But that said, you don't hang on those, you get past them. That's Corey Feldman, why he's bringing this up at this point in time, I don't know, but
Because it's been a minute since his name's been in the headlines.
it's hard not to when I'm scrolling and see his performances on stage. It's hard not to watch them. Corey Feldman.
Oh,
They are
yeah.
intoxicating to watch, and I don't know what it is, what element of it is, but I can't fully explain what's happening, and my mind can't wrap its head around exactly what Corey Feldman is doing on stage to earn this amount of money that he's getting. But good for Corey Feldman if he can continue to pull off those gigs and get bookings. Good for him. But the movie I think is pretty good the way it is, but it's also not one of those movies I like to rewatch very consistently. We go to this. The Legend of Zelda movie will officially open in theaters March 26th of 2027 from Sony and Nintendo. The director of the Maze Runner trilogy and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wes Ball, remains attached to helm the video game adaptation. Are you excited at all for the Legend of Zelda movie opening up in 2027?
What a wonderful day. As Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes quotes.
Proximus?
Yeah, Proximus.
Yeah.
Yep. I really like that movie. Not a lot of people really championed Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes the way I did, but I enjoyed that one a lot. I'm excited about this one. Do we have any casting news?
I don't have any other news than what I have presented, just a release date.
Okay.
Nintendo announced it through their app today, and everybody ran with it. So, I mean, it makes sense. The Super Mario Brother made a
Mm.
bunch of money, and this is going to make a bunch of money. It's just absolutely got the IP to sustain a universe on film for sure. E.g., have you ever played any of the Legend of Zelda games? I know that
Nope.
you've played a few video games in your life.
Yeah, I dabble occasionally. Mario Kart was a big one. Wii Sports, like that one a lot.
Okay, good. Hold on to that energy because I've got a
Okay.
question coming up a little bit later about this. We're going to go to this. Fantastic Four actor Paul Walter Hauser says the Marvel movie will, quote, go down in history as one of the ones that started a new tide of successful storytelling for the company, sort of in the same way Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther hit.
It's hopeful.
Buying into the hype, Tyler? Fantastic Four is going to. No?
I'm not saying Fantastic Four will be bad. I'm saying Marvel is doing everything they can, marketing wise, to try and get people to love them again.
Mhm.
Um,
That's
whether
true.
that's calling Thunderbolts the most A24 Marvel movie that's ever been made,
Yeah.
and
Cringy.
yeah, it was very cringe, or doing a 12-hour live stream or however long it was. More like 6 hours, I think, but you get the idea. They're trying to get everyone back in Camp Marvel, and yeah, I'm just gonna hold off until I actually see something.
Yeah, I am thinking if you're going to be buying up MCU stock, now is the time to do it. I don't know. Marvel, for me, it's just been so inconsistent and so scattered with their approach, especially when they started integrating Disney Plus series into the mix that people had to get caught up on. And it really started to split the audience. One of the secret chemicals of the Marvel formula was everybody was on the same ride towards some level of just payoff. And people would join that ride, but people wouldn't jump off of that ride. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like it was just a bullet train from Iron Man to Avengers Endgame, a bullet train. And it never lost people. It just had people jump on at different points. Now, what Paul Walter Hauser here is saying is that Guardians of the Galaxy was one of those points where a lot of people jumped on.
Mhm.
Black Panther, I know for a fact, was one of those moments where a lot of people jumped on. It's like, okay, I really like this. I want to know more about this. And that led into a huge run there with those big team up movies. So he's saying Fantastic Four will be one of those points where everybody's jumping back on the train. And I actually think there's a great opportunity for that.
There's potential.
Even though there's no proven track record with Fantastic Four as a group of characters that can sell tickets, and there's no proven track record with anybody who's starring in the Fantastic Four as being a box office draw.
Correct.
So,
Joseph Quinn, mainly known for Stranger Things season 4, but was also in stuff like A Quiet Place Day 1, which I believe underperformed. Um, let's see, Pedro Pascal. What big box office movies has he been in
he's really
lately?
more known.
Gladiator 2, I guess, but he's more known for TV
Television,
work.
yeah. Now he's been in some epic television stuff, but he's
Mhm.
more known for television.
He's in one of my favorite TV episodes of all time, The Mountain and the Viper,
Mhm.
Game of
It's a
Thrones.
big one.
Mhm.
It's a big one. That's what happened to Arkansas last night in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Like, Arkansas was up by what, 18?
16, I think, was the largest lead they
16?
had. Yeah.
Ooh. And then they end up losing. The Viper was up by about
Yeah.
16 in that fight, and then didn't go well for him.
See, I didn't even see the game, but I knew what you meant.
Exactly. See, like, she hadn't seen Game of Thrones, and you haven't seen basketball, but when I make the analysis, we're
middle.
all on the same
All on
page.
the same page.
That is
Poetic.
that's my talent right there, being able to join forces here in the Culver studio. Let's go to this. Paul Thomas Anderson's highly anticipated new project, One Battle After Another, dropped a trailer this week. I hadn't been getting a ton of buzz from what I've seen online, but it stars Leonardo DiCaprio. The official trailer, you've seen it, Tyler. What did you think of One Battle After Another? Are you in?
I'm absolutely in. I don't really know what it's about. There's talk of revolutionaries and passwords, and Leonardo's DiCaprio's got some big sunglasses, and they're shooting some big guns. So I'm in.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
looks fun.
Viva la Revolution.
Yeah.
That was very, very funny part there. Yep, it shows us just enough to whet the appetite. I'm totally in. It's one of my 10 most anticipated movies of the year, and I'm very excited about this. They've changed the name of it, so now it is One Battle After Another. And, I hope they bring back Leonardo DiCaprio in a role where he can really sink his teeth into it, because Killers of the Flower Moon, I felt like he played a pretty muted performance there in that one. Ush has texted in.
What is Ush saying?
Legend of Zelda actually beat the original NES game in 5th grade, but it took literally years.
I believe that the original NES Legend of Zelda is stupid hard.
I wonder if that was satisfying for Ush.
Probably.
That had to be.
I would think so. I mean, you've been
Absolutely.
grinding out for years in that game and then finally get the win.
I mean, even like back in my day, the PS2 era, like beating a game was an accomplishment. Now it's something like you're expected to do, and you're kind of handheld through the whole thing.
Arkham City, or no, Arkham Knight trying to get all the Riddler trophies to unlock the secondary ending or whatever.
Whoa.
I know. It's giving you PTSD just thinking about it, right?
There's like 500 of those things laying around Gotham, and you got to solve puzzles.
Oh, it's awful. And
Man,
then
I spent like 2 weeks just doing nothing but those missions with like controller in one hand and either phone in the other, my laptop right there. Just walkthroughs the whole way. It was awful.
will you just one time, EG, go, you stupid nerds? Will you just say that? Because I know you've wanted to this entire time. Just do what the people want. You stupid nerds.
Yeah,
Say it
well,
one
Yeah,
time.
EG is
refuse.
regretting a lot of her life's choices.
No,
right
I
now.
refuse. I'm
You're not going to play that game?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a good game. You should try it. It's called Arkham Knight. It's fantastic. Okay, we move on to this. EG, are you ready? This one's yours.
Okay.
I wrote this one specifically for you.
I'm
Okay?
here.
Say you stupid nerds one time. Okay,
No, I
here we
won't.
go. The Scooby-Doo live-action series officially moving forward at Netflix.
That's
It's officially
exciting.
official now.
Wow.
The streamer picking up the show for at least 8 episodes. What is your favorite live-action Scooby-Doo thing that's ever existed? Like, where it blends real people with a dog that goes, "Roar,"
I mean, the second one was awesome. The Monster Island one.
like that one?
Or no, that was Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah. First
Yeah.
one was Spooky
Island.
Island, and
Yeah.
then the second one was Monsters Unleashed.
I mean, I didn't realize that Scooby-Doo was fake until way too late. I was watching the bonus features down on the beach, and I was like, "Wait a second, Shaggy's walking around and there's no one next to him." It was a tough time for me, Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
Gosh.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be a stupid nerd? Oh,
That's okay.
now I'm the bad guy. Now I'm the bad guy because I took my own bait.
You see how that works?
Gosh, that's awful,
Yeah.
EG.
What
that
I
you're
want to
able do
know
that.
is why Scooby Doo is being disrespected by Warner Brothers now.
Wait,
I
why are
mean,
they
it
being
should-
disrespected?
Because Warner Brothers owns the rights to Scooby
Yep.
Doo, so it should be produced by HBO or Max rather.
They're giving it to Netflix.
And they've given it to Netflix. They've sold the rights off for that specific thing to Netflix.
Deadline did some story about the Looney Tunes building on the Warner Brothers
Yes.
lot is being
They're taking down the Looney Tunes building to build more sets.
No, that's sad.
Yeah.
They're Warner Brothers does not care about their history. It's getting tougher and tougher to support them every day because they're choosing short-term, not even gains, but short-term cuts and losses over their history and any sort of long-term uh progress or profit they could ever have.
That's
You can't make you can't turn a profit if one, you don't have any staff,
yeah.
and two, you don't make anything. If they make stuff, they just scrap it
They are actively destroying their legacy
actively.
as a business decision. We'll see if that business decision pays off, but I think it's made a lot of people very upset. Okay, we go to this. This one's a tough one to talk about. A trailer has been released for Rust. This is the Alec Baldwin Western that took that tragic turn as there was a death on set
Okay.
with Helena Hutchins as the cinematographer. It's being released as a way to honor her and her final work.
Mhm.
And that's the spin on it. And a lot of the money is going towards the family and all that stuff. But if you watch the trailer, it's just a constant barrage of people shooting each other in the trailer. And it feels very tone deaf because any one of those shots could have been fatal. Any one of those shots could have been
Yeah. The
like
scene that ultimately
took her life.
yeah.
Yeah. I know. What are they thinking, right?
What?
Exactly. If you watch the Rust trailer,
I thought you were gonna say the trailer was filled with like testimonials about Halyna Hutchins and how like she loved this industry and dedicated her life to it.
no, there's literally
But no.
a scene where one person's in the middle and there's a whole group going around them and they're all shooting at each other. I mean, it's just shot after shot shooting at, and I couldn't help, and this is a me thing, I guess, but I couldn't help but detach because I covered the real life story daily over in my last job.
Mhm.
And every day there was an update and a press conference and, will there be charges and what's the investigation and what's going to happen to the armorer? And it's impossible for me to separate the real story and go enjoy this with a big bucket of popcorn and a soda and be like,
Right,
yeah, this is going to be so much fun. Who is going to enjoy going to the movies to watch Rust?
I think the main draw they're going to get is from people with that morbid curiosity going, "Well, let me see which one did it. Let me see if I can figure out which
Yeah.
which shot is
Even
in
though
there."
they've said over and over and over again, it wasn't captured on film.
It doesn't matter how many times they
Yeah,
say that.
I agree.
People will still go and try and figure it out.
Yeah. It's just a very strange release. And it's so many years later. And also, Alec Baldwin, same sort of issue as Robert De Niro and Rachel Zegler, and basically telling half of the country, you know, you're worthless.
Yeah.
So those people aren't going to show up to go support Alec Baldwin in a Western. So that's already half the country
And
gone.
also, it's a Western. The half of the country he's telling, "Don't come and watch my movies," is the half that likes Westerns.
Yeah. The number one comment that I saw on the reaction to the trailer, the number one comment, top comment was, I fully stand behind Alec Baldwin because Lord knows I don't want to stand in front of him.
Oh,
And it's like, this is what the movie is
there's
up
no
against. It's
benefit.
like there's no way this movie wins. So what are they doing? But anyway, the trailer for Rust is out there. If you want to watch it, it dropped this week. But it's just tone deaf. The whole thing is tone deaf. Pow pow. It's like, okay, all right, that's what we're going with. I could have gone with just the scenic, sort of like
Yeah.
an epic
Texas,
western,
yeah.
and instead it's just gun battle after gun battle. And I'm like, any one of these shots could have been fatal. Any one of them, based on the way that that set was run.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we go to this. Tyler, this is your moment to shine because the latest version of OpenAI's image generation technology has resulted in a flood of users sharing Studio Ghibli style
Yes.
images on social media. Lots of these anime style images on social media, and you've kind of toyed around with this, and the technology has been insane.
I have toyed around with it a little bit. I will need to send one of the pictures over to my computer real quick.
Okay.
But Uh, overall, ChatGPT has released a new image generation tool, and it is absolutely insane how good it is. Hayao Miyazaki, the head of Studio Ghibli, is notoriously against AI, and his art style is the one that's being copied. So
Oh,
he takes it as not only an attack to his life's work and his legacy, but also humanity itself.
hmm.
So,
So you're playing with fire here, is what you're saying.
yeah, a little bit,
But
a little bit.
it's once again, we talked about curiosity and how that gets people to do things.
It's-
Um, this is an epic showcase of the power of AI because we have AI Tyler, AI
Oh,
Lionel
wow.
We do.
to put on display.
Let's see it.
All right. So, everybody here has seen the picture Tim has taken of me walking into Mr. Wang's, because we are indeed the Wang Gang.
Hashtag Wayne Gang.
Hashtag family for
So,
life.
I couldn't think of a better picture to recreate than the one of me walking into Mr. Wang's, but in an anime style. Uh, I thought I only tried it the one time with this prompt, but um, I think it just knocked it out of the park first try. So I was just like, yeah, enough said.
All right, I am going to see this live edition. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm seeing it right now. There he is, Tyler walking into Mr. Wang's. This is
Wow.
epic. This is epic right
It's
there.
really good, isn't it?
It is. And you look like you're about to go tear up some hot and sour soup right now
Oh yeah,
in that photo.
Pretty cool.
but I've also got more pictures because you took another picture of me.
I did. I
You
take the best photos
yeah,
of you.
you like taking pictures of me when we go out um to see movies or go out to lunch, whatever it is. So I took dang it. So there's only one of them. Ah, all right, got the other one. Sorry about that. I will pull it over now.
You're good.
All right, you took a picture of me at the bar with the monkey popcorn bucket, and I thought that was a good picture. So I thought I should recreate it in the style of Chainsaw Man, one of my favorite anime series. And here's what it came up with. Got a couple different options here. I think it's funny how it read the Supreme text on my hat and was just like, yeah, just completely drip him out in Supreme. And then it saw the monkey with a drum and thought I was playing a drum and also turned the monkey into like a little demon looking monkey. But I thought it was funny.
It's great. It's great. All these moments encapsulated in our life, and now AI is living out our best memories.
Mm.
It's the way things should be, right? There's no darkness to that.
None at all.
If there's any point for you to start yelling out, "You stupid nerds," now would be the time to do it. We have
I'm not gonna give you all the
we
satisfaction.
have little AI monkeys on our shoulders, and we're excited about it. And the monkeys, I mean, they've got the right aura. I'll tell you that. Those
Oh,
monkeys are terrifying.
they definitely do. But that's not all. I've got one more to show everybody. I took just a quick little screen grab of me and Tim's super source for the Meltdown live show,
Gosh, I'm terrified
and
of this.
Oh, I can't wait.
I had to throw that in there as well. So we go from this live action to anime. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I think it's funny. It also added like a lot of chainsaw stuff too. I don't know why, but just like everything is Chainsaw Man for some reason, even though it looks like we've got Morpheus played by Ron Perlman, and then on the far right we got the alien from They Live.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. And then we just cut to a shot of EG going, "You stupid nerds." Okay, I'm gonna get that joke over eventually. I need you. We need to print shirts. "You stupid nerds." That's what we need
I'd buy one.
in quotes.
Okay.
All right, epic stuff there, Tyler. Appreciate you sharing all that. I mean, AI,
What can't it do, you know?
I mean, it's got that down pretty good. I mean, just all over the place there. I don't have any queso in my beard though in that shot. I've been going around the office asking people if I have queso in my beard, and
Yeah, it's a valid question.
EG was the one that had the most intense response.
I recoiled.
She wasn't expecting it. I was like, EG, will you help me out? Because no one else will. Do I have queso in my beard? And he went
Yeah, I just
running backwards.
yeah.
It's terrifying. I'll tell you who always knows if I have queso in my beard, and that's my dentist, my dental team over at Alabama Dental Associates. They are the best, providing you all sorts of services when it comes to staying on top of your dental health, whether you have major work that needs to be done or you need to get on top of those regular cleanings. They are there for you over at Alabama Dental Associates, located on Grants Mill Road, just a hop, skip, and jump away from the Culver studio here. Go check out Alabama Dental Associates. But first, call and make an appointment 205 956 8977 or visit alabamadental.com where they look forward to seeing you. And we look forward to seeing Dr. Brian back at the poker table here very soon. EG, are you looking forward to getting back to poker sometime soon?
Yes, I am very excited and I'm looking forward to Monday, but not trying to wish away the weekend just yet. You know.
This weekend I've got some things going on, and I'm going to be bringing them up here shortly as we play a little Fun Friday edition of Tim with Tim, and that's going to end our show today. Let's get into question number 1. Name something, e.g., you always try to purchase with cash. Something you always try to purchase with cash. Is there anything in life that you specifically are like cash only? I'm going with this.
I don't think I have anything specific, but like if I'm just getting like a drink from like McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, I try to do cash.
Okay. Mr. Tyler Lionel Johns, what is something you always try to purchase with cash?
Nothing. I never have cash on me.
Oh,
Never have
interesting.
cash on you.
Like very rarely. Like birthdays and Christmas.
Mm.
I
I like
think
to keep a little emergency cash on me.
for me, it's parking decks.
Mm.
I always try to pay parking decks with cash if there's an attendant. Now there's a bunch of just scan and
Oh,
park stuff.
it's awful.
You don't
Y-
like the scan and park?
No, and well, this isn't ethical, but
Okay,
if,
tell me more.
instead of paying for like 3 days of parking if you leave your car somewhere, just say you lost your ticket and the replacement ticket is usually way cheaper.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
AG.
I know.
Some parking attendant is going to pull this clip and be like, I know your scheme.
And come
Pay
find
up.
me. Yeah.
You're going to be in
Keep that
trouble.
in mind, people.
Next, EG, I'm going to go with you first. Name a 5 out of 5 movie.
5 out of 5 movie.
Doesn't even need popcorn. It's so good.
Molly's Game.
Molly's, gosh, that's a great answer. Great answer. EG's winning so far on Tim and Tim, and I'm the one trying to beat her the most. Tyler, name a 5 out of 5 movie. It's a perfect movie.
The Departed.
The Departed, very strong. I've always had a problem with, Matt Damon does some texting in that movie in his pocket.
Yeah, yeah. I was.
He's
I've
got the
never
old school, like,
like where you gotta like hit 1 3 times for C or whatever.
Mhm.
Or was
and
it 2?
he's able to do it without looking. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way anybody could do that. I don't think. But anyway, it is a great movie. Uh, I think Halloween 1978 is a 5 out of 5 movie. I think Jaws is a 5 out of 5 movie. I think Batman Begins is a 5 out of 5 movie. I think La La Land's a 5 out of 5 movie. So there's 4 for you right there. It's my letterbox 4. Move on to this. Name someone, e.g., that you think could pull off a mullet. Somebody that doesn't have a mullet, but you're like, that person can pull off a mullet.
Um, hmm.
Where are you generally on mullets? Because there was a phase there for a while. Everybody was trying to pretend to be Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I feel like a modern mullet is just like a little longer moment, maybe with like a little bit of a fade on the side, longer on top. A lot of baseball players do that, and I don't think it looks bad, but a true mullet is awful.
True mullet.
Tennessee waterfall, immediately no. Immediately
Is that
no.
what it's called?
Tennessee
Why have I
waterfall.
never heard that? Tennessee waterfall.
It is so
That
bad.
sounds like an Urban Dictionary thing.
I've heard business in the front, party in the back, but I've never heard
Tennessee waterfall.
Tennessee waterfall. Wow.
Who could pull one off that I actually know? I mean, honestly, coming to mind, I don't know anyone.
Mikey.
No.
Okay. That's all we need to do.
Ush, Ush, if he had hair.
Ush with a mullet. Come on. Ush with a mullet. Ush had a mullet when he was playing Legend of Zelda back in the
Ush
day.
with a mullet.
Oh my gosh. Ush with a mullet. I don't know what I would think about that.
I don't know either.
I could see him with like a Hulk Hogan mullet where it's
Yeah.
like he doesn't have the front part, but he's
It's
got the
just
back part
flowing.
and it's like strong on the sides. Come on.
Yeah.
Tyler, name someone who could pull off a mullet. By the way, can you Studio Ghibli Ush with a mullet? I don't know if you can, but anyway.
I
Probably
I
not.
would need a regular photo of Bush with a mullet.
Type in the prompt, give this man a mullet.
um, I was thinking Dunaway, just because that'd be funny.
You think Dunaway could pull off a mullet?
Pull it off, no, I think it'd be funny.
Oh, okay.
But I think Boomer has the personality to rock a mullet. He's already got the
Right.
ponytail.
There's 3 bases there already. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
that's what I'm
almost
saying.
there. He's
He's
almost there.
sliding to home.
We go to this. Tyler, what is one appliance you'd currently like to own? An appliance you'd like to own.
Oh, I have one.
I would like to have a washer and dryer.
Those are very needed things.
Yeah, I don't like using the communal laundromat area at my apartment.
Had to do that on laundry days because we didn't even have hookups back in Orlando in our apartment. And those were not fun days, but made the most of it. E.g., what is one appliance you'd like to own that you would not like to have stolen from you before you own it?
Holy, I know. Made no progress with my Dyson theft. I've actually been stewing about it because I've been contacted whilst on this show that UPS has closed the investigation and we can't get in contact with the shipper, so like they're done. So annoying.
I knew it wasn't me. I knew it was something going on in your life.
I know. My Dyson is lost for forever. Steal things. No one will catch you. Um,
Like parking spots and parking
basically. No,
garages.
I would love to own one of those in-cabinet ice makers where they make the nugget Chick-fil-A ice, and it's usually like on your kitchen island, and you can scoop it. I'd like to own that.
I have one of those,
You do not.
and it is lovely.
It is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like little bullets. It's like little
Oh, they're
for us.
the
It's
bullet
bullets.
ice, not the pellet ice.
Sorry,
No,
I don't
that's
have that.
okay.
My cousin has the pellet ice.
So, and you have it just built in.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's great.
and you don't have to clean anything, I guess, because it's just self-cleaning.
I mean, we clean it out
Interesting.
every month.
Yeah,
or so.
I'd like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
Nice to have it. Little scooper.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to this. It's like a litter box of ice
Yeah, exactly.
without the litter
It's nice.
or the cat
But the
getting it.
scooper-
That's not an appealing way to put that, Tim.
I'm not selling them, but if I was, I probably wouldn't use that as a way
Agreed.
to talk about that. We go to this. What is the first food item you associate, e.g., with mayonnaise?
Chicken salad.
Okay. Tyler, what is the first food item you associate with mayonnaise?
Fried bologna.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Is that a good thing? Is that a good combo?
Y'all never had fried bologna?
I have not had fried bologna
I
sandwich with
have not
mayonnaise.
either.
I haven't.
Huh.
Now, I don't think we're in the
I
majority.
don't think we are either.
I'm just saying that I have not experienced that.
Okay, all right. So here's what you do. You go to your local deli section where they got the cheaper cuts of meat. I'm not talking about like your boar's head in that area. You go where they got the packaged meats. And there will be a sort of cylindrical package of these discs of bologna.
Somehow you have made me saying cat litter ice machine
Mm-hmm.
more appetizing because you just said
It's still
cylinder discs bologna.
No.
Was
Yes.
not expecting that on the show.
Wait,
Okay. Well, anyway, it's just these slices of bologna. It's sliced bologna,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but packaged in a cylindrical packaging. Anyway, you open it up, you take the little they have little rings of like it's like a plastic thing to like hold it.
Like red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the red thing off and you make a cut on each side of the bologna so that way you can cook it all the way through. You slap it in the frying
I
pan.
love the way you use slap there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
just slap it in the frying pan and then put it on some white bread or some whole wheat, whatever you like, with some butter.
And mayonnaise.
and mayonnaise. Or not butter, mayonnaise. I don't know why I said butter. I haven't slept.
I can't believe it's not butter. That's because it's mayonnaise, Tyler. It's mayo,
Mm-hmm.
it's not butter.
Yes,
Okay.
mayonnaise on a fried bologna sandwich is delicious.
There we have it.
Survived off of that.
There we go. Sometimes you have to have those survival foods in life.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say it's the most luxurious meal you could ever eat.
No one's
Not
accusing
it's
you
not
of
the
that.
classiest meal,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
but,
No one.
you know,
Yeah, but it's there for
it's
you.
delicious.
You know, worst case scenario, you've got a fried bologna sandwich waiting on you when you get home. You know, worst case scenario every day.
It's
And
not a
that's
bad
a
thing.
pretty good situation if
Exactly.
you ask me.
I'm with
Agreed.
you. I'm with you.
Alright,
Let's move on.
you guys are gonna cook a fried bologna sandwich in the next week or over the weekend. Report back to me on Monday.
I'll pray about it.
You know,
You can't argue with
I
it.
didn't expect you to go for fried bologna, E.G.
I would go for a lot of things. No, I mean, I'm all about some cuisine.
Yeah, I figured out this week, actually last week, when I accused her of also being highfalutin with her meals, that she will go to a gas station taco truck or something and roll the dice on that.
Absolutely.
And I've always been a
Mr.
little
Wang's and
I've always been a little sketched out by somebody at the gas station trying to sell me food, but typically that's the best stuff.
it really is. And listen, I'm not above some good microwave nachos, little Tostitos, some shredded cheese. Pop that baby in the microwave, get a meal.
There you go. Bologna. All right, we move on to this. What's a band, Tyler, that you wish would get back together? Maybe they split up, or maybe you're hoping they get a revival going, or is there any band out there where you're like, man, I'd love to see them get back on the road,
Mm,
get somewhere close to me.
Hmm, not really that I think about it.
going.
Okay.
One Direction.
Oh, well, yeah.
Uh,
You're not going to get the full One
Won't
Direction
get the full One
experience.
Direction. I wasn't like a One Directioner, if you will, back in the day.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah, they were an intense group of individuals.
Mm.
and then you had the Beliebers.
Yeah,
I remember the Beliebers.
the Believers. With that being said, I'd like to see One Direction have a little reunion.
I want to see Fun get back together before I die. That's a band with Jack Antonoff in there.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah, he was in Fun.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. Nate Roos, he's the lead vocalist there, but I'd love to see Fun get back together. And they were at the top of their game and they disbanded, and it's worked out really well for one of them, but
Yeah,
I would love to see them all get back together.
He's been busy writing songs for Taylor Swift, or
Yeah.
writing songs with Taylor Swift. Sorry, Swifties.
And producing and
Yeah.
winning producer of the year over and over and over again. So he's been doing some great stuff there.
You
And
know the
I like Bleachers.
You know the instrumental or beat or whatever for their big song, that "We Are Young" song.
Mm-hmm.
You know who originally had that beat?
No.
Kanye West. He was gonna use it on his album with Jay-Z, and then he gave it to Jack Antonoff.
Interesting.
Good for Kanye because it worked out for Fun.
It
for
worked
sure.
out very well for them.
I would like to see Fun get back together. Tyler, anyone you want to throw out? Last chance. Maybe you want to go see the Kiss holograms.
No. I don't like Kiss. I've never been a Kiss guy.
What if there was like a Nirvana, like 2.0?
Sure.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or you know what? Get all the surviving members of Led Zeppelin back together.
There we have it. There we have it. Okay. Good stuff there.
You still got 3 of them, I believe, still alive.
Let's go to this. What is the best fruit item to purchase from the grocery store this time of year, e.g., in your opinion? Best fruit item to purchase from the grocery store this time of year?
Let me
Wouldn't be in
see.
strawberry season
No,
yet.
we're not there. We're not really in cantaloupe season either. That's a little later.
Yeah.
Not really in watermelon season yet
No,
either.
that's the
No.
end of July, August. I would say tangerines right now. They're pretty solid. I mean, they're pretty solid year round, but I feel like this time of year they get extra good.
Yeah.
And like some limes. Oh my gosh, a little cutie or halo,
Yeah.
and then you squeeze a little lime on it. It's like nature's Sour Patch Kid. Delish.
Oh, wow. That sounds really intense.
Very good.
My vote right now would be, unless you have one that you're very strongly opinionated about, Tyler. Do you have one that you want to throw out? Before I don't want to take yours.
I like the cotton candy grapes. I don't know if those are in season right now, but those are delicious.
Yeah, I just like the straight up green grapes.
I like those too.
The
Green
more
grapes
sour.
are
I
good.
like red grapes more than green grapes, though.
Oh, that's a hot take. I feel like I like green apples. I like green grapes. The more sour, the better for me when it
Mm.
comes to fruit. I like
Really?
blueberries.
Blueberries are
Blueberries are
great this
great.
time of year,
Come
but
on now.
the fall and I mean, I love raspberries too, and we're, like, on the cusp there.
Yeah. There we go. There's some juicy fruit out there. We go to this. What's the best looking trophy in all of sports, Tyler? What is the best looking trophy in all of sports, in your opinion?
Uh, that's a good question.
Think about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
We'll
think
circle
about that
back.
for a while.
The World Cup. You like the World Cup, right?
Yeah, but I can't think of what the trophy looks like off the top of my head.
It was like this
You
silver,
get little
little silver cup.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I well, okay, I love the golf world, and I'm not gonna go that route because I'm not. Um, the Players Trophy looks really good, but I love the Stanley Cup. I think it is so iconic, and, like, again, I'm not much of a hockey fan.
Massive.
It's huge, but it looks really, really cool.
I agree. I'm hoping it comes the way of the Dallas Stars this year.
Yeah,
That would be my
that
hope.
would be cool.
I hate that college football changes up their trophy all the time, where
And the national championship trophy is kinda boring to me.
it is. I like the Larry O'Brien trophy,
Really?
the NBA's basketball on the
Yeah,
side of the trophy thing. To me, that's iconic.
it
I'm a
is.
big NBA fan, but I'm all about it. It's actually right there
Uh-huh.
as we speak.
I
I don't know
think
if anybody can
some of the
see it.
most iconic pictures are with that trophy.
Yeah. I think it's a really great trophy. Tyler, you have one that you like?
Um,
I got one for you if you can't come up with it that you're going to agree with.
sure, hit me with it.
The Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia Trophy that you are currently world champion
Yeah.
of holding.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one,
I
right?
don't have any room over here to physically hold
There it
it,
is right there, EG.
but
Nice.
it's nice. It used to be over there.
Yeah. Okay. We've got two more of these. Let's move on. Number 9. When was the last time you had a cold? EG, when was the last time you had a cold?
Um, I really can't remember.
Oh,
No,
please.
I'm not. Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, you got to know that you've had a cold within the past. Haven't you had a cold within the past year
No,
at
I haven't
all?
had a cold since I've worked here.
She just has a Coke and some sunshine or whatever it is.
That's true. That is the philosophy. It has
Yeah,
worked
no,
out.
I mean, it's been maybe junior year of college.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
lucky.
I am.
Tyler? When was
Right
the
now,
Okay.
No.
I feel like
Sign.
garbage.
I'm telling every time I go out to my car out in the parking lot, it's just yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm seeing people's fingerprints
Oh,
on
on
their
my
cars.
car, yeah, I
Man, my eye was like swelling up last night.
oh, no.
Like, all right, that makes it sound worse than what it is. It's like the pollen was so bad, it just gets irritated, and then it just starts like your eye starts watering, and the eyelid just gets swollen.
That's awful.
Oh, it's the worst.
The woman in the yard needs to watch out for all the allergies that she could
I
possibly.
know,
Yeah,
especially
she's
that
just right
sale.
there in the middle of that unmowed lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. All right, question number 10. Here we are. We're at the end of the week, about to running through the ticker tape. It is ticker tape, right? In that, no, it's just the finish line.
It's just the finish
The
line.
ticker tape is at the beginning. Is that correct, or is
Yeah.
that also
I
at the
thought
end?
that was for like the stock market.
Is that for the stock market?
I don't know.
I thought
I
it was
thought it
like
was.
I thought it was a racing thing. Anyway,
Mhm.
what do you remember most, Tyler, about the Nintendo Wii?
Um, I remember uh playing Wii Sports.
Good answer. I think that's probably the number one game that everyone has for the Nintendo Wii. You can keep the same answer, EG, because
Yeah.
I know that you're all about some Wii Sports. I actually found a copy of Wii Sports this week. I'm going to introduce it to my daughter for the first time. We're going
She'll
to
love
go
it.
bowling in the living room this weekend.
I remember so the Wii balance board, were you guys familiar with that?
Yes, the Wii Fit balance
Yeah, the
board.
Wii
Yeah,
Fit balance
Yes.
board. And there was this game where it was in the Wii Fit section, and you were in a bubble, and you were going down a river, and you had to balance yourself to avoid logs and rocks, and you couldn't pop the bubble. Very addicting, very fun. That is one that sticks out to me, along with that, like, bunny rabbit game, Evil Bunnies or something.
Oh,
Rabbids.
Raymond Raving Rabbids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Um,
I
I
actually had that game.
I played a lot of Nintendo Wii. It was a really popular system back in the day. They used to do news pieces all the time of retirement communities playing the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a good little activity center, if you
Yeah.
will.
and I'm gonna relaunch it for the first time in over a decade, probably, this coming up weekend, and I will give you my full report of whether or not I still have my bowling skills.
We got back into it right when COVID happened, like 'cause all my siblings were home, and so we fired that thing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did, and like Mario Kart was a big one. We got in some fights, and at this point, like we're all adults basically. I mean, I
Mm.
was still freshman year of college, but it holds up incredibly well.
Yeah, the siblings and video games typically leads to a lot of fights.
Yeah, for sure,
Typically.
for sure.
I want to show a little piece of a segment of physicality here.
Let's do it.
Something that I got. I had pre-ordered this a while ago, or ordered this, and it finally came through a couple weeks later. But it is the Criterion Collection of No Country for Old Men,
Oh, awesome.
and this thing is jam-packed with features. It is the 4K and Blu-ray version, and it's got some original artwork there on the front, which is really neat there at the Regal Motel with the sign that says free HBO, of course. And then when you open it up, I think this is so cool. Not only do you get the booklet that
Cool.
has great, just sort of like a forensic breakdown of the entire movie and the psychopath that
Yeah.
Javier Bardem plays in this, and the original story and adaptation, and just how quality that material is. You got some inside cover art as well of Josh Brolin sitting on the bed, but the discs are two sides of a quarter. Which, if you know in
Interesting.
this movie, there's the coin flip sequence where he's like, "Call it," and that's your lucky quarter, that's your lucky coin. Don't put it in your pocket, or whatever.
Then it just gets mixed with your other change and becomes a regular coin.
Exactly. And it's got two sides of the coin there as the discs. All the bonus features there are on the Blu-ray, and really good stuff. Learning a lot about the production of this movie that came out in 2007, my high school graduation year. I remember going to see this, being so excited about a quality film, but I didn't think it would become the hit it became, and it has just become, an Oscar winner, obviously, and a movie that people have championed as being one of their favorites of all time. So I'm diving deep back into No Country for Old Men, and I'm really enjoying that. And I got this on sale on Amazon for like 18
That's
bucks.
awesome.
It was like a flash sale,
Yeah.
and I snagged it up thinking like, I think I will enjoy having this added to my Criterion collection. And then it immediately sold out, and I was very happy to get it at the price I got it. And so if you're on the fence about whether or not to go for the No Country for Old Men Criterion collection, I highly recommend it, especially if you get it on one of those 50% off sales, because it is a really quality edition there. A really good time to be had as well at MyBookie at mybookie.ag. Current sign-up bonus, 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip there, using promo code NEXTROUND at mybookie.ag. You will have a fun time for sure at our title sponsor, mybookie.ag, where you can play anything, anywhere, anytime there at mybookie.ag. That's going to do it here for the Meltdown. EG, thank you so much. You've pulled double duty almost all week long, and I really appreciate you making time for us here. I know you had a lot of work to do in Auburn the first 2 days of this week. You got all that done, and here you are. We've got more poker time ahead. It's going to be a great time ahead.
Yep.
But I want you to recharge this weekend because you deserve it.
I will.
And we have Tyler Lionel Johns, who I hope sees something good within the next couple of weeks to sort of wash the taste out of your mouth of The Woman in the Yard, which is not a pleasant experience cinematically.
Here's hoping Screamboat is good.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, Screamboat, starring David Howard Thornton, who also plays Art the Clown, releases, and he plays Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, who is now a slasher villain. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get him to go and see this with me.
He's been trying.
Because there's no way that this is worse than The Woman in the Yard.
That's true. I think that you could say that about a lot of movies probably, because The Woman in the Yard is pretty bad, but I don't know, Tyler. I don't know if this one's for me, and I don't want to break your heart if I really don't like it. So I don't know. It's just kind of a goofy looking movie. But I may change my mind. You never know. But that's going to end it for us here on The Meltdown. Thank you so much to everybody for your support here, being a loyal Meltdonian. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live here on the channel. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and we will see you again on Monday.